Hello and welcome to the Happy House Hacking Podcast. I'm Owen Schwaegerle.
And I'm Camille Schwaegerle. We are happy house hackers who have a wealth of experience to share with you, all the good, bad, and the ugly. So we're here to just talk about what house hacking is, help educate and empower you to make a decision for your wealth building success.
So the background on why we created this podcast is we saw that there was a huge need to help educate and empower young people on that path toward home ownership. Right now, home ownership has become more and more unattainable for young people, especially in California, where we have the third highest cost of living in the country and where the rent in California is double the nation average. And so we see that there's a huge need to help people get into home ownership, and yet at times it can feel overwhelming. It can be daunting. You look at home prices, you look at mortgage rates, you look at down payment requirements. How can anybody afford a house in California or even nationwide, where we're seeing new highs in the real estate market? That's why we created this podcast. We have a lot of content we can share with you, and we have our own experience to glean from. So, Camille, tell us a little bit about our background and how we got into house hacking.
Well, for us, it really just came down to how can we live on the Central Coast of California without putting every single penny we make into our housing expense. So we had no choice but to come up with a way to be strategic and find a creative solution. So house hacking isn't revolutionary. I mean, your grandparents did it back in the day in like the 40s. So the concept of having a multi-unit property, living in one, renting out the others to help offset your living expenses was kind of our only option in order for us to start out and make it work. So back in 2019, when we came across our first house hack, we actually were trying to sell it to other people because as realtors, we were thinking, this is a great deal. This would be awesome for an investor. And little did we know that it would end up being the place that we purchased. So I give so much credit to our mentor who said, hey, you know what? You guys should buy this, because if he didn't say that to us, then I don't know what our first house hack would have been. So it came down to just that encouragement to take that leap of faith and try something new. Now, I will say that I wasn't really on board to begin with. I'll admit that. I didn't really want to do this. I didn't want to house hack. I didn't want to live an uncomfortable lifestyle for a short designated period of time. But thankfully, you helped show me and equip me with tools to be prepared for that endeavor.
Absolutely. And we're so grateful we did take that leap. Camille was 23, I was 25, and being young, we didn't think that we could get in. But once we sat down, we made a plan, we talked to a lender, and we started searching for property. We found a property that we thought would work. And we went through the process, and it was scary. There was a lot of highs, a lot of lows in that house buying journey. And we were able to navigate all that and get successfully to that closing table where they gave us 4 keys to that property.
Yeah, that was
closing day.
That was an exciting day. And it also opened the door to a lot of unknowns where we were literally learn by doing, right? We were learning as we went through this process. So we had never been landlords before, but we had to learn how to do that. We had never done a fixer-upper before, and we learned how to renovate a couple units. We had never lived about 45 to 60 minutes away from where we worked, so we got used to a commute. And, well, like the rest of the world, we had never gone through a pandemic, and we had never gone through a pandemic in 490 square feet together where no one wanted to visit us because we lived too far away. And of course, it was COVID times. So we went through a lot during our first year house hacking, and I'm grateful for that experience now, but I will honestly say that it was very hard in the moment. I'm thankful we did it, and I have a much better perspective now on how to help make your house hacking journey much more exciting and fun than ours was during that time. Now, I won't go into all the details now because we have so much to share throughout the journey of our show. But my best encouragement is to just step out in faith and try it, because I can stand here today and say, you know what, that 1 year of being so uncomfortable to the point of tears at times made our life that much better, our marriage better, our business better, and our overall quality of life better, because we are still house hacking now, just differently. And there are ways to house hack in a way that works best for your family and your individual needs.
And so this podcast is for you. We want you to learn from our mistakes, learn from our experience, and we'll bring on other people to share their experience. Because ultimately, we believe in homeownership, and we believe that house hacking is an excellent way to start owning real estate, to build real wealth and happiness for you and your family. And so join us on this journey. Like and subscribe to this podcast so that you can get all of the new podcast episodes as they come out, and we can walk forward together to get you to your next happy home.